Her first rally. We have the Congresswoman from California joining us now, Kamlager-Dove, Democrat. I think we were going to have you on from Canada. I mentioned this before the break. Then you had to go running back to your office because a bunch of protesters are there ahead of Netanyahu tomorrow. So we thank you for the hustle and getting set up for us. Your thoughts on Harris' first rally? I keep hearing the word energy from Democrats. What does that translate into?
Yeah, thanks for having me. The Democratic base is excited. It is energized. We have been activated. We have our Vice President of the United States, who is now going to be the presidential candidate, doing exactly what we want her to do, talking about our freedoms, talking about our future, talking about the path forward, and also reminding us of the amazing successes that she and Joe Biden have had in their first term. It is exciting to see Black folks, young folks, climate folks, elders jumping up and getting excited about this woman who has the capacity and the potential to be the next president of the United States.
Definitely feels different. There's, to your point, there's energies, a couple of points in the polls, at least from Reuters, that we saw, a little bump since she got in the race. So there's that. Once things settle down, the Republicans, and they're already doing this, are going to go after in certain issues. Immigration is going to be one, right? Then there was this other line of attack that J.D. Vance had yesterday about this idea that she's not, as proud of the country, that type of thing. This is Vance. Let's listen, then you can respond.
I wonder, when I see her give a speech, and she talks about the history of this country, not with appreciation, but with condemnation. If you want to lead this country, you should feel grateful for it. You should feel a sense of gratitude. And I never hear that gratitude come through when I listen to Kamala Harris.
Congresswoman, what would you say to that?
Shame on him. He needs to sit down. Why are they talking about this woman and her person rather than the record? Is because they don't have a record to run on. Obviously, Kamala Harris is a proud American, and she has served this country. She was a district attorney. She was an attorney general. She was a U.S. senator, all for the great state of California, the most populous in this nation. And then she served as vice president. She is always leading with her humanity, with her humility, and with her excitement about serving. So of course, she is excited about this new journey that she's on. And her record shows that she's always stood for the American people with grace and with gratitude.
Politics is a funny business because the Republicans will make comments like that and attacks like that, and they're going to try to paint her as being far left. I think there'll be people in your coalition on the Democratic side that have questions about whether she's too much in the center, whether it's on the war in Gaza, or put up the headline from Politico from her time as the AG in California, this idea that Kamala the cop, Politico says, doesn't sound so bad in 2024. The point this article was making, I think, is an interesting one, because when she ran for president in 2020, in that climate, in the primaries, her record maybe in her own party was seen again as being too centrist, not left enough. But in a general election, does that change?
I don't think so. I mean, many of us are excited to watch her, prosecute the predator that is Donald Trump, and to defend the United States of America and the global community against him and a second term. We have Donald Trump, we have J.D. Vance, who's, been a senator since 2023. I mean, what record does he have? Why is he not talking about the things that he's done? Because he hasn't done them. And Donald Trump, an adjudicated rapist, a 34-count convicted felon, who was really, during his first administration, it was a 4-year study in complete incompetence. Right. So yes, that's why they're going to go after her. And so we want to see her litigate this 4-year term of disaster and chaos that really made, Joe Biden and Kamala have a lot of extra work to do and to clean up.
Final point, what would you say? Thanks so much for watching. Just go to joinnn.com to find News Nation on your television provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of News Nation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.